Hey guys, welcome back to the Scottish Pantheon. This is part 2 of Goddess Bride. Now, if you haven't watched part 1, please go to part 1. In part 1, I listed the titles, alternative names, and spellings and symbols. Now, she is also called a lot of names that if you would have saw the alternative names, for example, God Bridget, God Bride, Goddess, also named Saint Bridget, also known in the British tradition as Lady of the Lake. She has so many names. And the best movie I would recommend, there is a movie about her. The best movie that I've ever seen that does a good job is I would recommend to go check out. Now I just had in my head. Mist of Avalon. Check that movie out. It's really good. It goes from when the pagans were around, when she was around, and then it went and how she became Saint Bridget at the end. It is a very interesting movie. And anyhow, she is goddess of like 32 things here. And I will talk more about her after I list them. She is goddess of fire, fertility, the hearth, females, arts and crafts, martial arts, healing, physicians, agriculture, inspiration, reincarnation, warriors, snakes, the sun, meditation, morning, poetry, divination, prophecy, smithing, animals, love, witchcraft, knowledge, the sacred flame, abundance, protection, children, government, farming, and music. As you can see there, she is goddess of a lot of things. You can use her just for about anything. She is especially good with women, and if you're a witch, she is very good to use. Now Now, Saint Bridget, or Bride, Goddess Bride, was eventually taken in by the Catholics when the Christians started to build temples. The Christians, what they started to do was build churches over the pagan temples, so they would have no choice but to go to a church to be, to worship their dignity. So, that's how basically the church started to trap people and make it mandatory to be Christian in the beginning, and that's how it all started. So basically they took one of the main Celtic goddesses and transversed her into Mary, Jesus' mother, and made her Virgin Mary, aka Saint Bridget now. So, that's basically the little story of how she came to be Saint Bridget. She's also Lady of the Lake, the one that gave King Arthur the sword through the lake. And yes, the King Arthur stories are true, but not in the fairy tale sense that we've heard of them before. So anyhow, she has a lot of sacred animals too, and her sacred animals was livestock, domesticated animals, snakes, red-eared cows, and right there what I like about her is, since she is goddess of animals, she has a lot of animals that she protects and that are sacred to her. Livestock, we use a lot of livestock every day to eat meat and stuff, and it's very sad if you think about it. That is a sacred animal to her, and we swallow them every day. Domestic animals would be basically like your cats, your dogs. Snakes is very interesting to me. Before the Christianity came, snakes were actually very good creatures, and they still are today. Because of Christianity, people are so scared of snakes because of the Adam and Eve story. They basically demonized snakes to make the devil. The red-eared cows are very rare to see in nature, so they are very sacred to her. And she has like 4 sacred colors, and they are red, yellow, orange, and blue. And as you see, the sacred colors to her, having those colors are basically colors that you would see in the one Sabbath coming up. I had something else I wanted to say, but now I forgot. So her sacred elements, this is interesting. Fire and water. Now a lot of people, say that fire and water don't mix, the elements. They make steam, for one thing. And I just find it interesting that she is sacred, keeper of the sacred flame, which is she's the one that made fire for mankind. And water, being that she was a lady of the lake and mainly liked to be in the lake and hang around the lake, but was also element of fire, as well. So having those two elements together, it's pretty uneven balance, but yet an even balance, if you know what I mean. And her sacred Sabbath is in bulk. Her associated planet is Venus. Which that makes sense, her being a goddess of a lot of female stuff. I'm not trying to stereotype, I'm just saying goddess of females. Arts and crafts are one, and and Saint Bridget being Mary. Venus is basically the women's sign too, so like men are from Mars and women are from Venus, stuff like that. So whole planet makes sense on that part. She has a lot of representations that some of these weren't even listed in the symbols, but her representation is internal flame, fireplace mantle, coins, wells, file, apples. Now the internal flame, basically in all the pictures you see of her, you will see her holding a flame. She is a mother goddess also. I just want to put that out there. And she's always holding the flame of life, and the eternal flame they call it. So in all the pictures that you see of her, she's basically going to be holding that flame. And apples have came up here a lot. And so that's basically, we're going to go into her herbs and incense. No sacred herb and incense is blackberries and apples. Now her mother was goddess, mother of the gods, goddess Danu. Sorry for the mispronunciation. And again, her father was this guy. And she was wife or lover of this. Had one child. He wasn't a divine child, but his name was this. And in the stories, when King Arthur went to war, she had a child that King Arthur was not aware of. Actually, some of the stories go that King Arthur was actually her brother, and that they had a child, which her child Woodin. And basically, it's a very long story about him, but to make it short, he wound up killing his own child on the battlefield, because he did not know it was his child. It was kept secret from him and raised with another family. Again, the movie Avalon and the Mist does a great job explaining all this. So, and it's not a documentary, it's an actual movie. It's a very long movie. It's about 4 hours long. So, may the gods and goddesses bless you all, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation of Goddess Bride.